Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina and this is episode 3 in my TCVM Basics series. In the previous episodes I have covered Yin and Yang and the essential substances, as well as the 5 elements and their organ systems. Today let's look into what causes illness in our animals, the pathogenic factors. Those are external and internal influences that disturb the balance of yin and yang. These pathogenic factors that disrupt the balance of yin and yang in the body can come from the outside of the body, like climatic pathogenic factors, or from the inside, like emotions. And the further an external pathogenic factor penetrates into the body, the more chronic the illness becomes. So if it stays on the surface, you mostly have acute short-term illness. If it penetrates further, you have damage of yin and yang, of qi, shui, and it can also penetrate into specific organ systems. The best natural defense against pathogenic factors is the defensive qi or wei qi, which belongs to the metal element. The climatic pathogenic factors can be classified by their yin and yang nature. The yin factors are cold and damp, while the yang factors are wind, dryness, summer heat, and heat. Cold is one of the most important pathogenic factors in animals. It causes cold body parts, it causes watery nasal discharge, diarrhea, and other thin fluid losses. The pain that is caused by cold is usually localized and intense. Cold also leads to tense muscles, and there is no sweating and no thirst. Cold damages yang, so the warming function of yang is impaired. The deeper the cold goes, the more severe the yang deficiency. Young animals usually have a lot of qi, enabling them to withstand cold easily. Cold can also lead to fever. How does that work? It's the qi response to the penetration of cold, causing then the fever. In such cases, warming methods are applied to expel cold. The pathogenic factor cold is strongly linked to the organ system of the kidneys, which includes the bones and joints. That explains why cold in older animals often leads to joint problems. The second yin factor, damp, sinks and often collects in the lower parts of the body, speaking in human terms. So it would be the hind parts of the body in an animal. The secretions from damp are thicker and cloudier than those caused by cold. And the pain caused by damp is dull. It causes heavy, stiff limbs. Damp can weaken the spleen especially, leading then to diarrhea or tissue swelling. It can also combine with heat, and as damp heat then manifests itself, for example, in weeping skin lesions. If damp further thickens through the influence of heat, it turns into phlegm, which can be visible in terms of mucus or invisible, leading to qi stagnation, tissue thickening, and also, for example, loss of appetite. The pathogenic factor wind rarely comes alone. Wind, especially combined with cold and damp, is a common cause of bee syndrome, which describes stiff and painful gait in TCVM. Because this bee syndrome is so important for our animals, I will cover it in more detail in episode 5 of this TCVM Basics series. Wind-related issues come on suddenly and may move around in the body, manifesting itself one day here and the next day there. It also includes our Western infectious agents such as viruses and bacteria. Wind can cause itching, as in sweet itch in horses, or atopic dermatitis in dogs, and may also be linked to head shaking in horses. Wind can be external, affecting the skin or the respiratory tract, or can be internal, leading to neurological signs, for example, like paralysis or seizures. Dryness can have 2 causes, either its climate or its dehydration. It can be cool or warm. It often harms the skin, the coat, and the mucous membranes. It primarily damages Xue with its nourishing and cooling function. And this also can disturb Shen. Treatment begins with a diet, ensuring enough moisture, essential oils and vitamins. Examples would be linseed oil for horses in the shedding season or switching dogs from dry kibble to moist food. Summer heat is exactly what it says, heat from the summer season. It often leads to dryness. Summer heat causes acute problems such as heat stroke, sunburn, restlessness, irritability. Treatment is cooling. If summer heat lingers, it turns into heat. Heat is intense. It can be life-threatening. It affects often the organ system of the heart. It may lead to redness, bleeding, skin and mucous membrane inflammation, to abscesses or foul-smelling discharges. Heat can be external, but it can also result from internal imbalance of yin and yang. And this could be yang excess, leading to real heat and mostly acute conditions. Or it can be yin deficiency, resulting in false heat because the cooling function of yin is impaired. Those are usually chronic conditions. Yin deficiency leading to false heat is common in fire constitution animals, resulting, for example, in chronic skin inflammation. Treatment focuses on nourishing yin and using cooling foods and herbs. The emotional pathogenic factors can be linked to the 5 elements. So that would be anger with a wood element, excessive joy with a fire element, rumination or worry and the earth element, sadness or grief and the metal element, and then fear or shock linked to the water element. These emotions usually damage the organ systems tied to their respective elements. So for example, grief would damage the lungs and the defensive chi, and while rumination leads to disturbances of digestion. And it works both ways. Organ imbalances can also cause emotional symptoms, like aggression coming from liver chi stagnation or restlessness from heart chi deficiency. Of course, animals have their own emotions and feel them deeply, but they also reflect the emotions of the owner. They are very, very sensitive to those. And therefore, a worried owner can cause digestive troubles in a dog. Therefore, in a holistic approach, we of course have to take the animal-human relationship also into consideration. Understanding pathogenic factors, climatic and emotional influences that cause disease in our animals is essential for coming to the right approach to restore balance in our animals. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe, and then I look forward to seeing you in my next video, in which I cover how to come to a complete Chinese diagnosis. See you there.